Hi everyone, New England Gardening here. Welcome to my channel. I plan on going into the nuke today, do a quick inspection, but also to add a strip of Apivar. I noticed a flurry of activity the other day, and I don't know if it's like a new brood cycle and then the nurse bees are graduating or something. They come out. There's a flurry of activity on the outside of the hive, like doing an orientation flight, and then they all go back in. And usually there's defective bees. I've noticed in the past too, when I had a problem with mites, and I noticed a couple of bees on the ground that couldn't fly. On one side they had like thin wings, sort of like a K-wing. So I figured it was time to get an Apivar strip in. I haven't done a mite check. Or a mite count, since I have so few bees. But I bought this Apivar off of Amazon. It comes in a 10-pack, and I only need one. It's one per 5 frames. But I had another idea that I wanted to do. So I've got this nuke box out here, a full-size nuke, and then the honey super. And these together is perfect for the length of a Layens frame that I've built here, all wired up. And so I have a piece of wood going around off the top here to support these frames, and they don't bottom out. And I was concerned about the big space here, because I'm going to be taking out 2 frames, hopefully. And I didn't want a bunch of crazy comb in here. So I built this filler box. Take this off here, and you can see it's just a box that takes up that cavity. And then I have these little feet, like 3/8 on the ends there, so they can go underneath those frames, the 3 frames that this sits on top of. But that's the plan, because I'm hoping that they'll draw some comb. They started taking syrup this week. They've ignored it up to this point. They're still bringing in tons of pollen. I don't know where they're getting the pollen, but that's the plan, is to go in there and put the honey super on to get the right length here, and then take out 2 frames, substitute the Layens frames here, and hopefully in the fall I can transfer them. I did order a queen excluder, and I'm thinking if I can cut that up, if the queen eventually is on those 2 Layen frames, I can isolate her onto those 2 frames. And if they fill the other frames up with honey, I'll be able to transfer those frames into the Layens hive. So let's get started here. I've got my smoker, hopefully it didn't go out. Let's get it going again. Got some more sugar syrup, 1-to-1, about a quart, since they've taken what I had given them already. So a little smoke. So I only filled up this one container here. So let's see, just a little bit left with some ants. Get some smoke down here. Looks like they're all over that black plastic frame that had some honey on it. So hopefully they put that to use. Crack this open. Oh yeah, I'm building up some numbers here. See what's on the other side here. Make sure the queen isn't there. It looks like I was thinking that she's producing, the Saskatraz bee was producing golden bees, but there's dark bees in here. Let's take a closer look. Yeah, so it looks like 1, 2, 3 frames And hopefully, if it's definitely not laying on this one. And this one here was an empty, the older original frame. Hopefully she hasn't laid on this one. Maybe this occupied her time. I know some of these bees are looking kind of small. So I'm getting that Apivar strip in there. But look at that, I've got 1, 2, 3. I just about have 4 frames of bees here. So those Layen hives or Layen frames are about a third larger than the regular frames here. Langstroth, so that'll keep them occupied. Maybe this is going to work out. So I'll start by taking out this easy frame here. Yeah, they're not doing anything with that, so that's going to be an easy one. I don't even think I'm going to look for the queen. So I see the pollen going in. I'm curious what's going on with this frame. The plastic one, I mean, she had 1, 2, 3 frames, so 6 sides. Hopefully she hasn't gone to this one yet, hasn't needed it. It looks like maybe they've just been cleaning it. Or what do they say, polishing? It seems kind of heavy, so maybe it's got nectar in it on one side. Yeah, that looks like it's just polished. So this is going to work out, I think. I'm looking. I don't see any eggs. It looks... There's a little bit of nectar maybe up at the top. You see some shiny nectar, but there's nothing in this frame. That looks nice and clean too. So that's what they were doing with this one. Excellent. And this side here, there's not much going on either, so this is going to work out. So I'll lay this down in front of the hive. Decided to go in just to see if there's brood, which I'm sure there is. I can see it from the side. So wow, there's grub. There's larvae, kept, brood, plain, and yeah. So gonna have another explosion of bees, which hopefully will stimulate them to... There's some more brood on this side, so she's on this second frame now. I don't see her. Looks like I broke some bridge comb there with honey. So the bees are dark. I didn't think they were going to be dark. I don't know where that really light bee came from. Alright, so I don't see her, but she's in there. So let me close this up. Separate this. It's slowly falling in. That worked out. Spacer. And my Layens frames. Oh, there is a space here. So I do have a big space here. But hopefully this will work out. Alright, so I got the inner cover on. Put this ventilation shim back on. Give them another quart of syrup. So I get the top back on. Alright everyone, so hopefully they'll start drawing comb on those Layen frames. I've got some more frames made up, and I have some old comb in the freezer that I can melt. So maybe if I melt some wax and prep the top bar of those frames, that might help them get started drawing comb too. So that's another possibility that I might try. But I'll keep you up to date. So this is New England Gardening, adding 2 Layens frames to the nuke in the hopes that they start drawing comb on those frames. Thanks for watching.